Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video is a well-awaited as far as I'm concerned. Because it has been one full year. I cut off all of my relaxed hair and then some back April 1st, 2023. So this is like an overall look back, not look back, but perspective of what I think on going natural versus being relaxed basically all of my life. So I will say that there's some things that I miss about the relaxed hair. I miss the being able to moisturize it and do pin curls. And when you take down the pin curls like overnight, um, that you have this vintage look and it looks like you spent hours on it when all you did was just roll it up the night before. So sure, you can achieve that with natural hair. You can go get a Dominican blowout, and get it roller set. But I find that with 4C hair, straightening it, which I only did one time. Let me insert pictures right there. Straightening it, it doesn't seem to last like it does when you straighten relaxed hair. The thickness, the fullness is just priceless. So also one thing I want to point out is that, you have good hair days and bad hair days, relaxed and natural. And when you're relaxed, your bad hair day can be manipulated a little bit easier. But when you're natural, your bad hair day, I think it includes more. I mean, I guess it's the same because you can just throw a
New
headband on
hairstyle.
and that improves it. You can get a spray bottle of water and soften it up and pull it out like I'm doing there. Um, and that will improve it. But I don't know who would need to just wake up out of bed and go. But you can't do that either way, relaxed or natural. I don't care what nobody say. Now I do appreciate the fact that my natural hair has allowed me to see myself in a different perspective. Um, it allowed me to see the true me. I got to know the version of myself that I did not know, and um, and got to. I'm not gonna say I've totally come to full acceptance of that. But low key, I did because I have gone like months without putting on lashes. I have gone months without doing makeup. Okay, weeks, like 3 weeks in intervals. But yeah, it allowed me to just be myself, you know, and accept it. Like this is how I look. I may not feel like you know the prettiest I've ever felt, but I do feel like I'm seeing myself as I should be completely. I'm more vulnerable, relaxed, I feel. Um, One thing I did notice the other day, I was at the store and I was standing behind like an older gentleman who was non black. And all I could feel was like, I felt like he and his wife were like looking at the back of my head, like, checking out the different texture. And I could just imagine. I mean, and I don't know, this is all assumption, but I feel like no matter what your hair looks like, you can show up and present well in any setting with any culture and you can represent for people with that hair texture. See, most of the time when when I was growing up, when I saw someone with their hair being worn how I now wear my hair sometimes when I'm not in braids, it was associated with like being unkept. It was associated with criminals on the news. You see somebody's mugshot fly past and their hair is, half braided. Not to say I'm wearing my hair half braided, but the fro, the unkept fro, the lopsided fro, the fro that hasn't been quite picked out, and it was always with negative connotations. So for me, I was doing something the other day. Matter of fact, I'm gonna insert a picture right here. 27:15. Yeah. I'm insert a picture there. Um, that's how I was looking the other day. And all I could think about before I left the house, was my mother probably, like, she would have never understood because she didn't get a chance to, see the um basically the rebirth of Black culture, of how we are accepting the kinky and the coily hair. And so for me to have gone outside looking like that, that was a bit much for me, but I still was like, I wasn't insecure about it. I was like, this is me. My outfit is cute. So I thought, um I was I was okay with it, but I did have that thought that that I did have that thought. So, I mean, because I grew up, honestly, I grew up where we got our hair pressed every Sunday. And then you did not go to church without your hair pressed. I grew up where um, you didn't walk outside with people weren't wearing afros. They were not wearing afros, not with 4C hair. And so now it's like I'm in uncharted territories with myself. Because it's not a competition. Although I do want to bring that aspect out as well. That one thing that kept me from going natural was I did not want to lose my length. I developed a personality, not a personality, I developed an identity with having long, relaxed hair, with having, um, um, it was like, I don't want to use the word monopoly, but it was a rarity. And not to say like I was the only person, but it was few and far in between. And so my hair had grew like to my waist, relaxed, back in 2017. I have pictures. Check out my channel. I have pictures. Um, and so for me to just chop it all off, I felt like I was setting myself back, you know, and that was a lot to deal with. So, just the thought of going natural and having to chop it all off. But then it came a time where it was like, I don't care if I got to start off short. I don't care if, after I chop off all of my hair, somebody walks in that never really was, feel, because we all got those people who they not really feeling you, but yet y'all still kind of see each other, whether it be at work or, church or just out, maybe y'all neighbors. And then all of a sudden, they're like flaunting their hair or whatnot. And it's just like, you almost want to say, like, it's not that deep. But for some women, a lot of women, they're catty like that. They compare each other like that. And so it was like, I didn't want I didn't want to have the short hair. I didn't want to be the short haired Black woman. And I felt like my hair brought me um, value. So once you get to the point where you can just let that go, where you get to the point where you don't care no more, it's like even after a fresh relaxer, you still don't feel that connection with yourself. It's like, okay, I got a fresh relaxer, my hair is cute, but all I'm doing is doing myself an injustice by not knowing what my natural texture looks like. And I pray that the right person comes across this video to know that, you want to do it before you leave this earth. You want to allow your children, or even somebody else's children, like you want to allow the youth to see you represent your natural hair. Can you imagine how it would have been if everybody on Living Single growing up, if everybody on Martin growing up, everybody on In Living Color had their natural hair? If the cast of A Different World, all of them, instead of just Freddie, had their natural hair. I know relaxed hair and straight hair was a style back then, but all it did was make me want to be Whitley Gilbert, with the good hair. So it's not like I take it as a responsibility to show my natural hair, but definitely it's an honor to represent for the natural hair community. I don't know. It's like a safe place to be black. That's what it feels like when I see other naturals. It's a safe space to be black because, and I feel that way when I see other black people in general, to be quite honest with you. But it's another thing when they have their natural hair. It says a lot. It says a lot without even saying anything. And guys, I'm not even going to mention the medical reasons for not putting relaxers in my hair, because for a long time I knew while I was relaxing my hair, I knew that it wasn't healthy. I knew that it was chemicals, but I was doing it anyway. But being natural and just having to worry about shampoo and conditioner and maybe a little gel, from time to time, it really makes me feel like it is the ultimate self-care or self-love, when you're thinking about your health and your family. Just 1 year natural. 1 year natural. Did I ever have any hiccups of wanting to relax? I didn't. Because I feel like my hair at its best state while it was relaxed, which was nice. It was gorgeous. I feel like it being in its best state, being natural, would trump that. It would kill that. It would totally kill that. Okay, I shouldn't use the word kill. Oh my gosh. This video probably won't be able to be monetized if it ever gets to that point. But anyway, so like the 4C texture, it did make me feel some type of way, because when I chopped it off, I was under the impression that it would have had more of a wave to it. But you can't gauge it with the teeny weeny afro, because as the hair gets longer, I'm not going to say the texture changes, but it performs and manipulates differently. So when I add grease and water to it, it's gorgeous. I mean, even when I don't, it's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. I've grown to love everything about it. But I'm just being honest with the people, like, who may run across this, who are relaxed and they still feel the burden of, I refuse. I know I'm jumping from different topics, but I refuse to continue to buy something that I deem necessary and vital from other cultures. And I'm not a racist, but I'm just like, it's like we're going to other people to get what we need for our hair when God has given us everything we need for our hair. We still got to buy shampoos and conditioners and stuff like that, but you can get that from anywhere. But going into these places and, not feeling like, and I know there's thieves in every culture, but going in places where you're automatically looked at as a thief, even though you've been shopping there for umpteen amount of years, and like by now they should know you, that you have never stolen anything from them, but yet they still, anyway, I pay attention to all that. I'm very intuitive. It's not paranoia. Every aisle I'm down, you down, and when I get to the register, you don't say, hello, how are you? How's your day going? You just ring it up, and then you start, talking about the title, not the title, the amount. It's like, that's rude. What happened to customer service? Like, anyway. So I feel better knowing that that money is staying in my pocket or going towards something else that, actually brings me joy and happiness, whatever it is, So 1 year natural. Let's see, I may have looked at a few of my relaxed pictures or videos, and sometimes I looked at them and was like, let me insert a picture right here. I was like, oh, I look so cute. Like it kind of softened it and softened my look and made me look, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it as softened. And then you run across other people who look equally as softened, if not more so. And they look more glorious with their 4C hair. And maybe it's the outfit, maybe it's the makeup, maybe it's the what's that called? The aesthetics of the picture. But they sold me on, you can still have 4C hair and look soft and still be feminine. You can still, you can still do everything you want to do with your natural 4C hair. Like, that's up to you. Your hair is just literally the tip of the iceberg. But, everything else from your chin down or the nape of your neck down, that's on you how you present to the world. If you open your mouth up and you sound ignorant, you sound like a, whatever, then people are going to look at you like, okay, who is this and why are they here? But you can, present yourself in a way that is like undeniably attractive and well spoken and worthy of taking up space and being in that presence. No imposter syndrome whatsoever. Another hurdle I had to get over, but again, looking back at pictures, excuse me, looking back at relaxed hair pictures, sometimes I would even look at it and be like, okay, that wasn't nothing but a bunch of split ends. Like, why was I dreading letting go of this? Why was I dreading going into, like, something had to be better than what I had been experiencing? So another thing I will bring up now that I'm halfway done with these braids, relaxed hair, one of the pros of it, or even just straight hair, if you straighten your hair before you do braids, the curly ends. It takes a little bit longer. You have to have more patience when you're doing braids because the hair, your natural hair, will stick out through the weave if you're not totally careful. While with relaxed hair, when I'm French braiding and doing my little fed in or cornrows or whatever you want to call it, the relaxed hair would be easily to manipulate and hide into the braid. But I have some sections where it looks a little, I ain't gonna lie, it looks a little raggedy because the curly ends, come out or never went in rather. So I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, that's paying too much attention to detail, and I just want to get done. So as the hair gets longer, hopefully that becomes less of an issue. But yeah, I just wanted to get done. So, but also if you do individual braids or knotless braids, then you have a better chance because you can put some gel on it, whatever. But when I'm doing these cornrows like that, now I did have to redo one. Once I was finished, I think you can see it there. It has a little bit of the brown braid in it. But yeah, I had to go back through and redo that because it was like too much hair was poking out. So, but yeah, all in all, over looking back over a whole year, I can't believe that I started off that short because I don't know, looking back at it, it looked a little crazy. I shaved my edges first and I took them bad boys all the way down. And I mean, I had to start somewhere to like dip my toe into the natural pool. But I think next time I should have just, walked down the ladder and just cut it short like in a bob and then dealt with short hair that way until it got transition a little longer. But my logic at the time was get used to short hair, and as it grows, you're more used to it, It's not overwhelming or surprising. But them pictures, them short hair pictures with the sides gone, without makeup. Now with makeup, that's different, but without makeup, yeah. So anyway, but I mean, it doesn't feel so bad when you're in it. When I was in it with I thought I was cute. So this is the end of the braids, and I'm gonna leave these up for 30 days. What I do now to be able to manage or manipulate my hair, I will stay in braids for 30 days. And then when I take them down, I leave it down, my hair just free for 30 days. Thanks for watching, y'all.